At the edge of the Arctic, a silent superpower rises, not in noise, but in light. Imagine a land where silence isn't emptiness, but wisdom, where fjords carve through mountains like ancient veins, and every gust of wind carries a whisper from the past. This is not just Norway. This is the northern soul of Earth. In 2025, while the world burns with uncertainty, one nation sails against the storm, steady, luminous, and startlingly human. Welcome to Norway, a country that doesn't just survive the future, it defines it. They rise like gods from the sea. Norway's fjords. Not carved overnight, but sculpted by ice over millennia. Here, nature isn't backdrop, it's destiny. In the village of Geiranger, a single fishing boat drifts between cliffs taller than skyscrapers. The silence is sacred. For centuries, Norwegians lived between walls of water and stone. They learned resilience, not from battlefields, but from winter. And so a culture was born, not to conquer, but to coexist. In the 1960s, oil was struck in the North Sea, a curse for some nations, a miracle for others. Norway chose wisdom. While others spent, Norway saved. Today, its sovereign wealth fund is worth over $1.5 trillion, the largest in the world. But the wealth isn't just in numbers. It's in the way Norwegians treat money, as a tool, not a throne. A nation rich not in greed, but in governance. The skyline of Oslo doesn't shout. It whispers innovation. Clean glass, electric ferries, bikes outnumber cars. And deep in its streets, a quiet revolution in urban planning. Norway's capital isn't just green, it's intelligent. From AI-driven recycling to solar-powered neighborhoods, Oslo isn't waiting for the future, it's building it. In Norway, a child doesn't just learn inside four walls. They learn under trees, beside lakes, in the rhythm of snowfall. Education isn't memorization, it's exploration. And that philosophy births not just engineers or economists, but thinkers. Norway ranks among the top 3 globally in education satisfaction. Because when you raise children to love learning, you raise a society that never stops growing. To the north lies Svalbard, a place where polar bears outnumber people. But in this frozen wilderness, the future is being recorded. Here, scientists track climate change in real time. The ice tells stories, and Norway listens. In 2025, Norway led the world with the first AI-integrated Arctic climate lab. Not for fame, but for the survival of the species. Norwegians smile, not out of ignorance, but assurance. Healthcare? Free. University? Free. Dignity? Guaranteed. This is not utopia, it's systemic sanity. The Nordic model blends capitalism with compassion. From the Nobel Peace Prize in Oslo to UN-brokered climate deals, Norway's voice carries not volume, but credibility. So when the world asks, what does power look like in 2025? Look north. Power isn't in armies or noise. It's in clean air, in shared wealth, in futures planned 3 generations ahead, in fjords that teach patience, and in a people who listen to the earth before it screams. This is Norway, and the world would do well to listen. Look closer. The map of Scandinavia isn't just carved by glaciers. It's shaped by silence, by restraint, by a 1,000-year code of how to be strong without shouting. No billboards, no chaos, no ego, just function and quiet power. They were raiders once, feared, brutal, raw. And yet today, their descendants have created societies with the lowest crime rates, highest gender equality, and the cleanest air on Earth. How did warriors become welfare architects? How did axes become algorithms? Americans fear high taxes. In Scandinavia, they're embraced. because they see what they get. Universal health care, free universities, paid parental leave, clean public transport. You pay a lot, but you get your life back. Scandinavian design isn't about looking good. It's about living well. Every bench, every school, every bike path, designed to protect dignity. This is architecture as empathy, minimalism as morality. When you build a society for the weakest, you uplift the strongest. While the world debates climate, the Nordics act. Denmark, 80% of its power is renewable. Finland, carbon-negative forests. Norway, EV heaven. They don't just protect the earth, they profit from it. What makes these nations rich isn't gold, it's trust. In government, in media, in each other. And trust, unlike oil, doesn't run out. It compounds, builds wealth, builds peace. But even paradise has cracks. Isolation haunts the Nordics. Loneliness is a silent epidemic, especially among men. A society so independent, it forgets how to ask for help. Happiness is public, but connection is personal. Could this model work in America? Could New York dream like Oslo? Could Detroit rebuild like Copenhagen? Maybe, but not without sacrifice. Not without rewriting the American myth, from freedom from. The Nordics don't conquer. They export ideals. Peace, green technology, human rights, soft power, sharper than swords. The world is burning, bending, breaking. The Nordic code won't save us all, but it shows us what's possible. A blueprint. Not perfect, but powerful. So the question isn't, can it work? The question is, inhale. You're no longer in 2025. You're somewhere ancient, timeless. Somewhere where cliffs rise like cathedral walls, carved not by man, but by ice and patience. This is Geirangerfjord, where gravity defers to grace and the earth sings in slow motion. These falls aren't just water, they're storytellers, whispering about glaciers, about pressure, about waiting 1,000,000 years to dance. To travel here isn't movement, it's surrender. You don't conquer the fjords, you kneel before them. Here, sound travels slower, thoughts settle deeper, and you, yes you, become smaller, yet somehow more complete. The fjords are more than geography, they're Norway's open-air cathedral. Once, Viking ships carved through these waters, not in war, but in awe. To locals, the fjords aren't views, they're memories, bloodlines, living family. Leave the cruise, take the trail, let your breath catch in the hush of the woods. Every step here is a confession, every silence a poem. Yes, people live here, between thunder and tranquility, and they smile more than you'd think. At dusk, the fjord becomes something holy. The light, divine. The quiet, absolute. Time expands, your heartbeat slows, and somehow you hear yourself again. Not every paradise is loud. Some, like this, whisper, and that's enough. Geirangerfjord isn't a stop. It's a recalibration. It teaches you to wait, to wonder, to weep, sometimes, without reason. Because in Norway's fjords, you don't just travel through space, you travel through something deeper. Time, self, stillness. Before the first word was ever written, the ocean spoke, in tides, in waves, in whispers of foam. And those who listened built civilizations. Let us now plunge into the cultural deep, where myths were born, traditions shaped, and entire identities danced with the salt wind. On the shores of the Pacific, Polynesian wayfarers didn't just sail, they sang. Every star they followed, every current they felt, was part of a celestial symphony that echoed across generations. In Japan, the Ama divers, women of the sea, plunged into icy waters with lungs full of ancestral wisdom. Each dive was a hymn, a celebration of harmony between woman and wave. In the Arctic, Inuit hunters whispered to the spirits of whales. The ocean to them was not a border, it was kin, provider, and sacred oracle. And across the Mediterranean, the sea became a theater. Homer's Odyssey, the Phoenicians' trade, the legends of Atlantis. The salt did not erase these tales, it preserved them. But culture isn't just carved in history. It pulses in present tides. In Kerala's boat races, in Tahitian tattoos, in Marseille's bouillabaisse, in Venice's masked balls, all infused with maritime memory. The ocean has always been more than water. It's a mirror, a keeper of dreams, a storyteller that shaped humanity's rhythm. As we sail forward into uncertain waters, perhaps we must ask not only what the ocean can still give us, but what stories we must now give back. For culture, like the tide, must be renewed, or it recedes. Welcome to Oslo, not just a city, but a glimpse into humanity's next chapter, where streets breathe, buildings think, and the rhythm of life is synced with sustainability. Here, the city isn't just built, it's orchestrated. Imagine a city where carbon is no longer an enemy, but a ghost of the past. Oslo cut its emissions by 95% in less than a decade. How? By making every street, every home, every habit count. Let's talk architecture. Not just shapes and lines, but structures that breathe, absorb pollutants, and regulate temperature like living beings. Wooden skyscrapers rise from ancient fjords, fireproof, majestic, carbon negative. Oslo isn't alone. Bergen's blue economy thrives on seaweed-based construction. Tromsø uses the polar night to store thermal energy. Stavanger leads Europe in hydrogen-powered public transit. But let's zoom in. The revolution isn't just policy, it's personal. Meet Ingrid, an AI engineer by day, vertical farmer by night. Her home? A self-sufficient microhabitat run by sun, algae, and cloud computing. And here's something wild. Oslo's AI traffic grid predicts congestion before it happens. Sensors detect pollen, noise, and mental stress in neighborhoods, redirecting flows of life. This isn't utopia, it's design. It's the future, tested, prototyped, lived today. While the world debates, Norway executes. What fuels this? Not oil, not money, but trust. Trust in science, in community, in the long game. In a world of megacities choking on ambition, Norway dares to build cities that heal, where empathy is encoded in algorithms and urban life becomes a love letter to the planet. So ask yourself, when the next great city rises, will it shine like Dubai, dazzle like Shanghai, or will it whisper like Oslo, soft, green, timeless? What does silence sound like? In Tromsø, beneath the pale northern sky, silence isn't empty. It echoes, like a hymn without words, like memory carved in ice. And standing at its center is a cathedral not built for kings, but for the soul of the Arctic itself. We arrive at midnight, but it feels like dawn, because in August, the sun barely sleeps here. The Arctic Cathedral stands like a prism of light and longing, not grand, not old, but unforgettable. Its triangular silhouette pierces the silence like a whisper from the heavens. Some call it a church, but to locals, it's a heartbeat of resilience, of reflection, of reverence. Designed in 1965 by Jan Inge Hovig, this structure defied tradition. It wasn't Romanesque, nor Gothic. It was Nordic modernism, clean, angular, daring. 11 white concrete panels lean like glaciers against each other. Illuminated at night, it glows like a shard of ice lit from within. It reflects the mountains, the fjords, the faith not just in God, but in the very idea of light. Inside, it's quiet, but never empty. The stained glass mosaic, towering 23 meters high, is a river of color in a frozen world. It's not about saints or salvation. It's about endurance. The blues, the golds, the reds all flow like a spiritual aurora. A reminder that even here, far from Vatican pomp, beauty is sacred. Music concerts echo through its walls. Bach, Grieg, Arctic lullabies. And when the organ plays, you don't just hear sound, you feel it breathe. Tromsø is a place of extremes. Midnight sun in summer, polar night in winter. The Arctic cathedral stands in both, a bridge between brightness and void, and it teaches us this: light is not always seen. Sometimes it is remembered. Sometimes it is heard in silence. And sometimes it lives in us, even when the sky forgets. Many come here lost: tourists, wanderers, Norwegians seeking a still moment. They sit in pews warmed by candlelight. They listen to silence, and something shifts. You won't leave the Arctic cathedral with answers, but you might leave with a question that finally makes sense. So what does silence sound like? It sounds like the wind brushing glass, like ice sighing under time, like a cathedral humming to the stars. In the Arctic, stillness is not absence. It is presence, pure and powerful. And in that stillness, your story too finds a place to echo. Imagine a silence so ancient that it echoes with the heartbeat of reindeer, that breathes with the wind whispering across the fjeld. This is Sápmi, the homeland of the Sami, the indigenous soul of the Arctic North. A people who walked before borders, who sang before flags, and who still feel the earth with every fiber of their being. Long before Norway wore the name we know, the Sami roamed these lands with stories carved in stars. They were not kings or conquerors. They were stewards of the unseen, of the aurora's shimmer, of the reindeer's path, of the spirits hidden in rivers and rocks. But history did not honor them. The 19th and 20th centuries brought silence, forced assimilation. Sacred yoiks were banned, Sami languages beaten out of children, identity turned into shame. Norway, like many nations, once tried to erase its own origin. But the wind doesn't forget. The mountains don't forget, and neither did the Sami. Today, a new story is rising, not in anger, but in resurgence. Sami parliaments speak, Sami flags fly, yoiks echo again at the heart of ceremonies, protests, graduations. The fight is not over, but the flame has returned. Their wisdom now dances with technology. From AI trained in Sami speech to climate monitoring led by indigenous eyes, the Sami remind us that progress need not erase the past, that modernity is strongest when rooted in memory. Reindeer still roam. In the whisper of the wind, in the shimmer of the sky, you will find the Sami soul, not buried in the past, but blazing in the present and guiding the future. Above the edge of the world, where night swallows day for weeks on end, a city pulses like a heartbeat beneath a sky stitched with light. This is Tromsø, the Arctic capital, not merely a city, but a beacon. A place where science dances with starlight, where indigenous soul and interstellar dreams meet in an eternal aurora. In November, the sun sets and does not rise again until January. But the people of Tromsø don't wait for dawn to begin. Instead, they light up the dark with fire, laughter, science, and spirit. Cafes glow with candlelight, university halls echo with theories of dark matter, and locals ski under starlight like it's their playground. Tromsø hosts the world's northernmost university, a bastion of Arctic science. From climate studies to space weather forecasting, the Arctic University of Norway peers into the cosmos and under the permafrost. Here, science is not locked in towers, but walks among reindeer, ice cores, and the whispered tales of the north. Yet this city is no newcomer. Long before satellites and symposia, the Sami walked these lands, reading the wind and stars, telling stories of reindeer gods and sky serpents. In Tromsø, the past lives gently within the present, from joik songs in the university auditorium to Sami-run museums, preserving a living heritage. In summer, the darkness lifts and Tromsø runs. Literally. The Midnight Sun Marathon is not just a race, but a celebration of survival and sunlight. At 2 a.m., runners in shorts charge down frost-free streets as the sun kisses mountaintops. This is the paradox of Tromsø, a city of extremes, always in motion. Tromsø is also the launch pad for Arctic expeditions, to Svalbard, to drifting ice, to data-gathering buoys. Here, science must tread carefully, for this is polar bear country. And in the shadows of melting glaciers, these beasts become symbols of warning and awe. Above Tromsø, the atmosphere breathes light. Auroras are not just beautiful, they are warnings, data signals, celestial sirens. Tromsø's space weather observatories track these cosmic whispers, decoding solar storms and magnetic pulses that could disrupt planes and power grids. It's Earth's front line against the sun's tantrums. Tromsø is a city of contradiction. Frozen streets but warm hearts. Endless night, yet radiant skies. Indigenous legacy and cutting-edge science. Each contradiction doesn't cancel the other. Instead, they compose a harmony. One that whispers to every visitor, you can belong here even if you come from the other end of the earth. As the stars wheel above Tromsø and the auroras write their electric poetry, we are reminded of something deeper, that curiosity doesn't end at the ice's edge. That even in the coldest corners of Earth, warmth radiates from shared stories, shared science, and shared skies. Tromsø doesn't just look at the stars, it teaches us how to reach them.